My name is Markus and I'm here placed actually in Bangkok. You can see it a little bit in my bag. And yeah, I'm really happy to have you here back in the show, morning briefing show. And we want to talk about trading and managing trading and of course some interesting possible ideas today. Especially we have to manage our trades, cut the losses and let the profits run. This is what we have to do as private traders. So I hope you had a wonderful and lovely weekend and you had a great start into this new trading week and enough time for family and maybe Easter time, whatever there is around. And now let's see what we can do this in a normal week. We have 5 full trading days and let's see what we have to do for today. Okay, so we stream this show at the same time on YouTube. You will find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe the channel. You can give us a like. You can leave a comment if you want. If you want that I analyze your charts, then put it down, put it below the video on YouTube afterwards with the entry, the exit, or the product, and then I can put it in the next show and we can talk about it. Okay, so who is with me this morning? Afshin, good morning. It's Relaxation, Yanis, Anka, good morning. Bent, wonderful, good morning. And Markus, Ute, also. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. This is not, here we go. Here we go. Exactly. So, I have just 2 things and I need my screen here. So on Zoom, Janos, Karel, Imrene, good morning. Rainer, Mladen, Jens, good morning. George, also nice to have you here. So feel free to put in the chat. Eliud, wonderful, good morning and thanks for being here. Savadi Khab. And if you have any questions, so feel free to put it in the chat on YouTube and here on Zoom also if you want, because if it fits to the show, we can talk about almost everything. So just a quick view at the top news this morning. On Friday, we got the news from the US economic activity softened in April as price pressures intensified. It's about S&P Global. Then the first quarter GDP seen plus about 0.8. And that's the top news. And let's see what we have in the upcoming 2 events today. Nothing. Today, Monday is nothing. And let's go through the week if we expect any rate decisions. Yes, on Wednesday. We expected Japan, but we're going to talk about it separately during the rest of the week. Yeah, and that's for the moment what we expect for today or for the rest of the week. So we can be focused on our charts, of course. And if you want to be well informed, I want to invite you to our Telegram channel, and you will find the link in the chat box here on Zoom and of course on YouTube also. And it's Admirals 772 subscribers in the meantime. And you will see you have a lot of content there. You got always the link for any webinar we have, like today, or if you like what is leverage. Very, very interesting content. So in case you use Telegram on your phone or the screen, then please subscribe this channel. So we have kind of similar content, of course, on Twitter too, because in America, it's really well known, this Twitter as a trading information platform, and maybe almost all people use Twitter as information source. And here you have Admirals Global also with very interesting content. Okay, I would say go to our charts. William, yes, no, I'm in my office, yes, but I have more than one offices, and this is my office here in Bangkok, Thailand, where I stay 2 times a year for a couple of weeks to build up my business here in East Asia, to give the people here in Thailand also the chance to change their life with logical trading. And I'm really happy that I can do this with Admirals together. So let's have a look at our DAX 10-minute trades. And as you can see here, we are in the meantime very deep in the green zone. But what you can see here since last week, this is a wonderful, lovely trend. This is why trend following is one of the most successful strategies ever. It requires a lot of human power and, of course, a maximum discipline. As you can see here, we started in this trend last week. I guess it was on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday you could start, and you see the trend was never broken. Yeah, we had a kind of hit the last 0.3, but without with a soft stop, for example, then you get in and you could see trend, trend, trend. And actually, to be honest, this trend could be still running with a stop loss here. So, and if you are a trend follower, then this trend must be still running. Yeah, even you were trading this corrective trend, then maybe you had an entry there where you make the mark, and then you trade your stop loss maybe, and then you got out at this last 0.3, or maybe you could see, okay, the price is not working for me. You trade the stop, kind of hedging position, whilst the short position must still running. You could do this. It just was a small loss, but who cares? If you are a trend follower, the short position must be still running. And then you are really, really deep in profit. This is what I do in higher time frames, but you can see it also works in every time frame, because time does not exist at all in trading. So therefore, the time frame just exists in trader's mind, because it's your adjustment, what you say, what you want to see from the order book, because everything starts and ends in the order book, and what you want to see is what you adjust in your platform, because you can say, okay, lovely order book, show me what happens the last 3 hours, show me what happens last day, so show me what happens the last 15 minutes, let me see what happens the last hour, or let me see what happens in the last 2 hours. I know traders in USA especially, they are trading in 2-hourly charts. Why? Who cares? Who cares? It's just an adjustment from a trader. Yeah, it's just in your mind what you want to see, where you want to see the trend, and where you want to catch your signals. So never overestimate the time frame. The time frame is just in that sense interesting in case you use a time frame to find your signals. But you also can use non-based time charts, like line charts, Renko charts, point and figure charts. There are no time frame in these charts. If you use strategies there, then you don't need a time frame. Yeah, for me, it's pure logic to use a time frame, not the time frame. It's just a time frame where I can draw my trend and where I can follow the law of probability, never miss a signal. Yeah, but which strategy you use, it's just up of a trader's mind. Yeah, there are no rules at all in general that it's coming from the stocks exchange or from the Forex exchange, something like this. No, it's up to you. Because the task or the job of the exchange is, like we can hear it in the name, exchange buyers and sellers. So what is the reason? Who cares? The exchange does not care about why you send your order to the order book. No one cares. No one is interesting about your mood. No one is interesting about your emotions. No one cares. Especially not the exchange, because exchange is just automatically system, yeah, completely neutral, without any emotions. So why do we feel emotions? Yeah, we work with pictures. Oh, it's going down. Oh, it's going up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is emotions just coming from us, not from trading at itself. And this is why you can learn to trade with logic, because logic avoids to have too much emotions. Of course, we are not robots. Of course not. We are not robots. So we have emotions. But the sense or I think the state of the art is to control the emotions. Yeah. Because having emotions is normal because you're a human being. But the moment where emotions influence your decisions in trading is the moment you start to lose your trade. And then you will never become successful on the long run. On the short run, it's always possible, yeah, because it's based on coincidence. But especially as a trend follower, yeah, the strategy is simple, really simple. Catch the entry and catch the trend as early as possible, but then cut a loss if it's not working for you, because you work with probabilities. And on the other side, let the profits run as long as they want to run. How should I say, who ends the trend? Who makes sure, or who is responsible that the trend is ending? Who is responsible that the trend is closed? You or me or the market? Who is the market? The market is you and me. Who is responsible? Yeah, it's the price, not the market. It's the price. The moment the price overcome or goes above or below the last 0.3, which is the last point low or the last point high, correction point, then the trend is over. Not when you think the trend is over, or when you think, oh, the price cannot go higher, or the price cannot go lower, now it's ending. No, it's not. If you're a trend follower, the trend will show you when it's coming to an end, not you, or especially not me, of course not. Yeah. So when does this trend end? Here in DAX 10 minutes. Yeah, that's really simple, because if you trade with logic, then you see this is my last 0.3. This is the last technical and price-based last 0.3. So if the price is going above this 0.3 with a clear close, then this trend is over, and then you cut, then you can close your idea, then you can close your position. Yeah, but if not, like we had last Friday, I guess, here, no, Thursday, here, yeah, the price went up a bit and made an uptrend. It's just a correction. Yeah, and maybe this can happen here too. So make sure that you are on the side of the trend, and not influenced by any emotions. So we have a kind of focus charts, of course, and we will start with the Dow Jones. And in 4-hourly chart, you can see, okay, that's really, really cool. So give me my drawing program. Here we go. Yeah. What do we have on the right side here in Dow Jones? Exactly nothing. There is literally nothing. Why is it? Yeah, we had an uptrend. There was an uptrend. It was this one, around about this one. But that was an uptrend. You see, there was the 0.3, and now the trend is broken. Yeah, now the trend is broken. And if you stuck to the rules, you had no chance to make an entry there, because that was the second trend arm. The price came back deep in the correction. In the first moment, I thought, okay, the price will be stabilizing here at the point of control. More buyers come back to the market, but it didn't happen. So in this case now, we had, what do we have right now? Just one big move. And this big move cut or destroyed this trend. And what's on the right side of the chart? Nothing. And now we are the four capitals, you know, NT, NT. no trend, no trade. I can hear you whispering in your home office. Look around, there's no one listen to you. NT, no trend, no trade. Exactly. So this is the real freedom of a trader. Yeah, this is a kind of relieving feeling. Yeah, that you all the time know what you have to do. No guessing anymore, no gambling anymore. Just open the chart, draw your trend, find your signals, and let it go. Yeah, manage the trade. That's the point. Then let's go to DAX 40 in 4-hourly chart, by the way. And in this higher time frame, we have our own trend. And here it becomes really interesting, because if you draw the trend, no, that's not, sorry. If you draw the trend perfectly, then you could see, okay, yes, there was a trend continuation, there was a break. Okay, so which means there was also an uptrend. And this uptrend was this one, move, correction, and big move. Yeah, and now that's the 0.3. Yeah, and here we are going to break this trend too. So let's see if we will get a new trend, because point of control is much higher. Maybe this is kind of, yeah, scaring the market a little bit and put the weak hands out of the market. Maybe this is happening here right now. So let's just wait. That's nothing. There is nothing to do. Next top instrument is Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin, you can see, which is really interesting, that we have two trends, still two trends. The main trend is facing upwards. That's the big green one. But the correction is running in its own trend also. Yeah, and now this trend is still continuing. There was a perfect entry. Unfortunately, I missed it. Yeah, and the trend is still running. So where does this trend will break? Here. That's the last 0.3. There will the trend break. No earlier and not later. Just exactly here. And you see, with a stop loss there, still in profit. Trend is still running, and you will never know which trend will continue finally. And therefore, it's always the same. If you follow the strategy of a trend follower, like the most famous traders around the world. Oh, I have a lovely book here. Look at this one. One of the most interesting books here. It's Trend Following from Markus Gabel. Yeah, and you can read something about the most famous trader at all, Mr. Dunn or Mr. Richard Dennis or Mr. John Henry, something like this. All trend followers, very famous, very extremely successful. But if you learn a lot of things about trend following, like I do, and I make trading in my private style, and of course in asset management too. And then you see, if you let it go, you can make a lot of profits. And this is what we do here in the show too. So then we have gold chart. Gold is a kind of difficult for the moment, but basically you can see the big downtrend is also continuing, and this is so interesting. Yeah, this is why you need so much discipline about trend following. But if you have this discipline, you see, yeah, and now we are, since mid of March, we were in the big second trend arm, and now check it out. Here we go. We're going to maybe to continue, because that's the last 0.2. That was a fake. That was a fake. No trend continuation. Still in a second trend arm. And by the way, the point of control is at down 1,792 dollars by one future contract. You see here, 1,791 dollars by one contract. Let's see if it will go back. Yeah, then you have another proof how prices really works. So, and finally, one of our top instruments is Euro USD. And in Euro USD, what should I say? Yeah, trend continuation. It's still the same. Yes, we are trading away from point of control, but this is not really interesting. Much more interesting is that we also see here a trend continuation for the moment. And this is what happens here. Look, that was the first trend arm. That was the second one. That was the third one. Yeah, and now they are just fake. We're still here now, finally, in a trend continuation. Yeah, that's trend following. That's really trend following. So this is what you want to go the rest of the year and learn. Always trade and always catch the trend. So that was the 5 top instruments. Before we come to manage our running trades and to answer your questions, by the way, then where is it? I have the question of the day, Monday question. Thanks, Nastia. And my question today is, as always, Monday, I want to know, what are your trading goals for this week? I will stick to the rules under all circumstances, or I want to read 1 book per month. This is what I'm doing. And by the way, this is the English version. It's a little bit more hard for me because it's not my first language, but I do. And I can highly recommend to read more books. Very interesting books, not just trading books. You can read some Napoleon Hill, for example, about freedom, or you can read a lot of other really interesting books, something to do for your mind. Yeah, not something Netflix or TikTok or something like this, stupid things. No, really valuable content where you learn, where you can progress yourself, and maybe beside a kind of distracting you from the charts, you know. This is really, really cool stuff. So this is, I want to read 1 book per month. Is today for maybe I give you a new target, yeah, a new goal for this week. Okay, so let's come to our running trades, and let's have a check at our you see almost 2,000 euros in profit, and we are back kind of bit around 4,000 of our account. So we are back on track since the beginning of this year. I'm quite sure we're going back to get the initial money back, around 10,000 euros at the end of this year. And I will do my best to do this. So the first trade, which is running, it's still Canadian dollar Swiss franc. Yeah, and we had still the uptrend. And this is what I tried to teach you. Look, this is a long running trend. Yeah, and it's running since, I don't know, beginning of March. Yeah, and you see, when the trend starts, we could never know how far the trend will go and how many trend arms we will see. But now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are on the 6th correction. And in the meantime, we saw a correction and we tried to trade the correction too. But we failed 2 times with teeny tiny losses. And this, as a trend follower, especially in every strategy, whatever you do, golden cross strategy, or oversold, overbought situations. However, I think it's a crucial point in trading to cut the loss and to let the profits run if they are running. And this is one of the best proofs ever. So what we can do, nothing, just waiting, sit on your hands. And by the way, what I have learned from famous traders, they used to say, we made the successful trades by sitting on our hands. Richard Dunn, I guess Richard Dunn was about his management. He said, we made the best trades ever while we're sitting on our hands. But this is maximum of discipline. Yeah. Next one. Oh my gosh. Euro Australian dollar. Did you expect this? No, I don't. But this is what happens. You see, we had the entry at the mid of April, then you know, that was the ECB effect. Oh, at this point said, let's see what happens with this trade. Then we get up, we went up a little bit, then we went down a little bit in loss, but now finally the buyers came back intensively with much more volume on the buyer side. And now, now we are really deep in profit, 400 pips in profit right now. So, and as we know, the point of control is much way on the upper side. And what I want to do the first time here on this account with you together is to try to pyramid with the next correction, but only if the rules are if the rules fit again, not just only in, just wait for the next correction. Euro Japanese yen, yes, there was not a trend continuation there because that just was a fake, and the stop loss is the last 0.3. Just waiting. And maybe there occurs on the right side of the chart, there occurs a new trend. It's just a correction. It's just this one and the correction. And now maybe you see the price is really low. And now we see the second move, which makes this corrective trend valid. And then let's see if there is a correction, and then see if we get a chance here. Euro New Zealand dollar, beautiful, right? Beautiful. So entry in a second trend on at the 0.2 in this case, because that was high volatility here. And now the trend is working. You see, now actually it looks like that we have a new 0.2 here. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy the price comes back, because I need the next correction to pyramid, to that we can see the next buyers come in, because the point of control is here also quite far away. So we need a correction, so be happy. And the deeper the correction is going, the more buyers will come in. And if we see a new trend, we ride the trend. And trend following is like riding a buckling bronco. This is with the Bill Dunn. Bill Dunn says this: we don't make market predictions, we just ride the bucking bronco. This is what we do as trend followers. Next one, New Zealand Canadian dollar. What should I say? Follow the trend. This is what we do. And as you can see here you see the importance of never miss a signal. Now you get rewarded by the market, because when we started, we were in a long position. Hold half the position here. Then we trailed the stop loss. Then I could see, okay, the price is not working longer for me. So I trade my long position in the profit, deep in profit. I got out. And at the same time, we had a couple of downtrends. The first attempt was a failure. The second one too. The third one, just a zero game. But then we did it again. And now we get rewarded by the market by following the trend also. So now let's we are waiting for the next correction. Let's make money. And the last one is US dollar Japanese yen. Still over 1,000 pips in profit. This is also trend following. Really, really beautiful. So there's no trend continuation yet. Stop loss is above the last 0.3. Let's see. The market or the price will finish this trend, and not you and not me. So about your questions, I can see here on YouTube. So Andre, is it possible entry in a trend after a correction in case you missed the right entry? Is it possible to entry in a trend after a correction? If you talk about, how should I say, if you understand how trading really works, then you should realize that the best trading idea is always this one. If you have a valid trend, then out of the correction. So, because there the price is really, really cheap. So, but if you get into a trend when the price is moving and it's above a high point or short and a short point, point 2, then you are in the move. And the price is going higher and more expensive and more expensive. So you have to understand what you really do in trading. Listen to the word. You are a trader. So what does a trader do? A real trader, not a consumer. Yeah, it's just a trader. A trader makes money with buying cheap and selling expensive. So if you get into a trend when you are in the move, you fulfill not the sense of trading, because if you buy high, then my teacher taught me this, you need an idiot which sell you much higher. So, and this is not the sense of real trading. Of course, you can get into a trend whenever you want, but it's always the same. Even you can get into a trend when you have 5 trend arms or 6 trend arms or 7 or 8 or 9, of course. But think about the price. Think in a logical way. We work with probabilities. What do you think about the probabilities? Where do you have a higher probability? If you catch a young trend or if you catch an old trend? So think about in smart money. Think about in institutional money. So what's the sense of trading? Buying cheap and selling expensive, and not buying expensive and hoping that the prices much go higher. Yeah. So you cannot make money with hope or with regret or with other kind of emotions. You just make money with your strategy and with probabilities. Yeah. So you answered my question regarding an entry Euro Australian. Oh, fine. Okay. So I think natural gas has a downtrend and waiting for the signal. The uptrend is about to break now. Okay. Let's, what's about the time? Okay. We have this just 5 minutes. Let me see. Forex energies, natural gas. So let's see natural gas. By the way, this is what I teach in this logical course on my homepage. Yeah, think in a logical way. This changed your life. Believe me, this changed your life and it changed your trading. And I can promise you, if you make this course, you will have a lot of fun with it. So about natural gas. Okay, where is the last point 3? Last point 3, I guess, is there. Yes, and we are going to break this trend. Yes, and let's see about the trend 1. Yes, and we are buying. Yes, now we have a valid downtrend. Yes, it's true. Just wait. Yes, just wait. Next correction could be ours. Let's put it on a watch list. Thanks for that. Thanks for this very interesting point. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was my point. And about our daily question, we have 65%. They want to stick to the rules under all circumstances, and 35%, which is really high. I'm really happy. I want to read 1 book per month. So you can put it on your iPad or whatever, or buying a book. Really good, really, really good. So I'm looking forward to see you again tomorrow. Thanks to Admirals that we can do this every day. And now I wish you a wonderful and lovely trading day, family day, business day, whatever there is. And as always, have courage and be kind. And may the force of the rules be with you. See you tomorrow.